I have got something interesting. I hope you find it interesting, and that is how to reach to proper resources on internet. Okay, that means what? Reaching to resources means what? There is lot of information on the internet available. So when you are studying or you are looking for something, especially something to increase your knowledge, okay, you want to, maybe you want to make notes or you want to prepare for some exam. So that time, just it is not very advisable, okay, to just google something and reach to the result that is coming on the top, and then you believe that or take it as final. Okay, so therefore what happens is there is lot of data on the internet, but we must know that what exactly we have to take from the internet. Okay, why I am giving this in brief introduction, because I want people to join in and then I will start. Okay, so lot of information is there on the internet. So I'm going to direct you to a particular places, okay, where you will get genuine information and information which can be which is already authenticated, and you can believe on that and you can use that in order to increase your knowledge, not just to know something or like a layman. Suppose I want to know about what is C++. So I will just Google it, and whatever is the first reason that comes, it will tell me that it is a computer language something, and I am satisfied with that. I don't want to be master of C++. But when I am doing graduation in zoology or post graduation in zoology, and I want to know some zoological term, for example, let us say hemoglobin. So just putting hemoglobin one term in the Google search and reaching to the first result that comes, like hemoglobin is a protein that carries oxygen, is not enough. When I am doing, when I am trying to be a master or bachelor of that particular subject, I must know things in detail and I must know the right things. Okay, so therefore I am going to direct you to the websites and the data which is there on the internet, which is genuine, which is authenticated, and you can believe that data in order to increase your knowledge, or in order to have some research projects, or in order to maybe design some experiments, or just for the sake of maybe some competitive exams. Okay, so these websites or these places on internet that we are going to see today. So I will share my screen now. Okay, can you see my screen? It is not full screen yet. Final time, I will just admit all and then I will start with my presentation. It is already 12:10, so till 10 minutes I have allowed people to come in. Okay, somebody can just unmute and tell me if the slide is visible.
Yes,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so this particular lecture is not a part of syllabus. It is just a part of an orientation program to guide you how to do study or how to make notes in the coming time. Okay, why? Because now you don't have physical access to library. You won't be able to go to library. So we will see what are the places, virtual places on the web that we from which we can get the information. So let us begin. Uh, okay, so let me tell you that I am not an expert in IT or computer science or the all internet business, but I have just learned these few rules. Okay, when I am maybe searching something on the internet. So it is just based on experience and not I have not done some certificate course on that. So why do we need internet? Okay, so one thing we need internet is for communication. Yes, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Snapchat, and we have whatnot, we have Skype, and then there is Google Chat. So all these things are there, and which are on internet for communication, or they are part of social media. so we all be or remain connected to each other all the time, right? And then we also need internet maybe for entertainment. So these websites or these platforms serve that also. You have YouTube, you have Google Plus, then Pinterest, and there are so many options. If you look on the internet, there are so many options for entertainment. There are so many options for maybe communication and social media. But when we seek knowledge from internet, ultimately we reach to one place, that is Wikipedia, isn't it? So, anything I Google, and first option or second option that comes in the search result is what? Wikipedia. And I open Wikipedia and then I just believe, or people just believe that that is all about it. Because what happens, some Wikipedia pages are generally really detailed and thorough, and they cover various aspects of that particular topic. Okay, but let me tell you that Wikipedia may not be something which is highly authenticated, because one thing, the first thing is anyone can edit Wikipedia page. Of course, there is a team of reviewers which are going to review and verify whether the edited part is true or not. But still, the information which is there on the Wikipedia may not be complete. It will not be from start to end. It will not be thorough. So it is not coming from an expert. It is coming from the population. Okay. So therefore, we should not only end our search at Wikipedia. So you can begin your search, or you can begin your reading about a particular topic on Wikipedia, but you should not stop here. Just to know the information or to get a background knowledge, believe on Wikipedia, you can use that. But if you are making an assignment, if you are preparing an answer for your for your exam, you are preparing notes for some competitive exam, do not stop at Wikipedia. Okay, so where to go? So this all internet business is such a big ocean of knowledge. Okay, and sometimes it happens that we feel lost in that. So there are so many results, thousands of search results come, and we don't know which option exactly we should open. And see, as a human, we also get sometimes irritated, or sometimes maybe we just lose interest after checking two or three first options. So while some options come on the top because they are popular, popularity and authenticity are two different things. Okay, so those options which are popular may not be authenticated. So therefore, one rule, okay, so I'm going to tell you three rules, and the first rule is you have to look at the web address. Okay, so looking at the web address, you can get a little bit clue that whether the information which is given is correct or not. Okay, so okay, again I have admitted few people. So looking at the web address is what you have to see with what words or what alphabet the web address is ending with. Okay, so if it is ending with .com, then it is a commercial website. It is there for earning money. If the web address ends with .org, then it is a website of an organization which is generally a non-government organization. Why? Because government organization will have the web address or URL that will end with .gov. So those web URLs or those web addresses that end with .com or .co.in are not very genuine or not much verified. So remember that if the web URL ends with .com or .co.in, it is a commercial website. It is there for earning money. It will also, it can also have some advertisements on that. And the motto of this website is to become popular, get more hits. So there will be some keywords. Okay, so recently searched keywords will be present in that, and hence the such websites cannot be very much reliable in order to increase our knowledge. Okay, so second type of websites are those which end with .org or .in. Now .india is for Indian domains, and .org are non-government organizations. Again, some non-government organizations are very genuine, they repeatedly update their information on their website, and they have got lot of genuine and authenticated data. So when you visit a website that ends with .org, you can also check when is the last updated date. If it is last updated in 2018 or 16 or 10, of course you are not going to go ahead. But if the recently, if it is updated recently, in maybe if now it is August, so you can say if it is updated in Jan or after that, of course you can go ahead. Okay, you can have genuine or authenticated information on that. Now the third type of websites are those which are in green color. Okay, that is .gov, .ac.in and .edu, and also this nic.in. So something that ends with .in is very much reliable. Okay, why? Because it is Indian domain, it is authenticated by the government. Okay, and AC .in, AC stands for academic. So of course you will get good information on that, because it is the website is made for academic purpose. Then of course .edu, these will be the websites of the educational institutes, like we have somya.edu, and then .gov will be government organizations. Now same is the case with government organization. You have to check whether it is updated or not. If it is updated, well and good. Then nic.in is National Library, okay, or National Information Center of India. So this particular websites are also just like academic websites, and they are very much informative. They are there for giving authenticated information. The URL itself says National Information Center. So therefore, the information which is available on all these URLs, which are the green in color, you have to go with it, okay? But those which are orange, avoid that. Those which are blue, you have to think or check before you go ahead, and you just don't have to look at these .uk and .pk, because these are not Indian domains, and you are susceptible to some problems, okay, if you visit such websites. So I hope it is clear, and now we will go ahead, and this here comes the second rule, rule 2. Rule 2 is use correct keywords. Even if you are googling something, okay, you are trying something in the search window, you have to use correct keywords. If you use only popular keywords, then you will get all the wrong results. Okay, and you also have to know what you are looking for. If you are looking for some topic in your book, you have to type that particular topic very specifically. Don't just, if I ask you to read some book in zoology, don't just type book in zoology. You will not reach to correct place. You have to write the name of the book, or at least some topic of the book, or ask your teacher for the author of the book, and then you put all the details, and then you will reach to the correct place. And this way you will also filter the results that you are getting. Then if you are a glossary or notes, or especially a project idea, so googling something like small project in zoology is a very bad idea. Okay, you will not get good results. How you will get a project idea? You have to read research papers. And where to go for research paper? You can go to Google Scholar. Okay, and there are other websites like NCBI. In NCBI is National Center for Biotechnology Information. So on that also you get a lot of research papers or review articles. So that way you can generate a project idea. So even for pictures or some videos, okay, it is not that easy just to Google something, go to images and download whatever is coming, maybe within the first 10 images, whatever you like. No, you have to check whether that image is allowed for reuse or not. Okay, there is a search setting that you have to check. Even there is a setting that you can use it commercially, you can use it for non-commercial purpose, you can use it for education purpose. Such images you have to take, okay, otherwise it is a plagiarism. Then video also, there are many video YouTube channels, okay, which are getting popular. but you have to believe on the YouTube channels of these national institutes, international institutes, or research labs. Okay, they really have genuine data. So I hope you get the rule 2. Now rule 3 is go to known places. So don't go to unknown places, but you find out known places, known verified places, and go only to those websites. So for example, the first website that I have listed here is iucnredlist.org. So I would also just copy paste this list, okay, and I will put it in the chat box. Those who can get the chat box can also share it with others. Okay, so now first URL or the address that I have put is IUCN Red Data List. Okay, that is the, again, that ends with .org, a very verified organization. If you see here, it says it is latest updated, that is in February 2020.
Hello,
okay, see. Yes, anybody wants to say anything? Please put yourself on mute. So if you visit this particular website, you will get all the information about each and every animal that is listed till now. Okay, all the identified organisms have been present in this particular red list. Okay, so even if it says the IUCN red list of 318 species, they have listed all the organisms which have the status least concern. I hope you remember last year's lectures where we discussed the different status of the animals as with respect to its status
Yes, yes,
in
ma'am.
the conservation, right? So if you visit this website, say here it is the 4 amazing species are listed. So every time you come to the website, these 4 species will be different. Okay, so you can just when you have nothing to do to pass time, instead of scrolling to the maybe Instagram, you can scroll on IUCN. So let us see which one you are finding interesting here. I find this great hammerhead very interesting. So see, the name of the animal is there. Then they have also shown the status of the animal. Okay, so see here it says that it belongs to phylum Animalia, and a class is Chondrichthyes, of course superclass Pisces. Then this is the name, common name, this is scientific name, and this downward arrow that shows decreasing, that means population of this animal is decreasing and it is critically endangered. Okay, so now when I click on this particular animal, I will get all the information about this particular species, like what is the distribution, where exactly it is found, then what is the population trend, or then what are the different papers which are been published on this particular species. So if you see in this map, they have clearly shown the distribution of this particular species. So it becomes very easy to find out where exactly the species is located. Then here you can get the habitat and ecology, and if you go down, it will also give you the research areas, okay, in which the research has not been done yet. Okay, so you have to go down, and then there are some options like I'll just show you quickly, we have less time. But see here, in fact, it is written that why the population trend is decreasing, because it is use and trade. So other information that in place research and monitoring with whether it is happening or not, whether there is any recovery plan or not. Okay, all this information is available here. So now I don't have time to open each and every link, but I would suggest you that you also visit these websites, okay, and find out what is there. So many things are available, but listen, when you just Google great hammerhead, this result will not come on the top. What will come on the top is Wikipedia, right? And hence you will not reach here because it is not popular. So therefore, whenever you want to study about a particular species, do come to IUCN Red List. Okay, so The next that is there on my list must be NCBI, or there are some websites or databases which are dedicated to a particular animal. Okay, so this database, this particular, the second website is the Indian website. It is the NVIS Center. Okay, that NIC, it ends with NIC, National Information Center. So you can say it is Indian NCBI. Sorry, Indian IUCN. Okay, so I will not open that now because it will take a lot of time. What I want to show is the third one, which is Open Library. Okay, so let us go to Open Library. And till June, okay, till maybe 15th June or so, Open Library was giving book for 15 days. Okay, but now you can borrow it only for 1 hour because they have changed their policies. But you can borrow it again and again. So where you are going, you are taking the book, you are reading it and returning. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to put your keywords here in the search, and then you will get list of books. Like suppose I am now checking book on hematology, that is study of blood. So it will give me suggestions also, and see the list of books will come. Now this book Hematology by Williams, 1972, such a old book, but this is considered as Bible of hematology. Okay, and there are some other books also. So you can just scroll down and check what you want, and you can always check where what is the date of publication. So you can go for recent publications. So I will not open these books now because it takes, these are big books, so it takes time, okay, to download. But just to show you, I hope it opens. I want to show you the interface of the book. Okay, it is just like you are holding a book and you are reading one. Okay, you can turn pages just by clicking on it, and then you get the similar, like those who are into reading and they don't find online reading very friendly. So see, as I click, the pages get turned. Can you see? So because I have opened preview here, you won't be able to see the whole book. But if you just log in, you can borrow book and you can read. So books are the best resources, okay, for studying. So everything, all the web information that is there on the website is on one side, and if you are reading from the genuine books, from foreign author books, then it is again very efficient way of studying. Okay, and also when you are studying books, when you are selecting books, be very wise. Okay, don't just go for books which are having, sorry to say, but some Indian author books are not very good. So prefer going for foreign authors if you want to clear your concepts and all. Okay, so these are some more websites. If you see this one, okay, I will go in sequence. This one, the fourth one is Shodh Ganga Inflibnet. Okay, Shodh Ganga Inflibnet is reservoir of thesis. So when a person is completing PhD, he or she will be writing the thesis, and that thesis will be deposited in the Shodh Ganga. So you can just go to shodhgangainflibnet.ac.in and you can search thesis on many different topics. Anything that comes under, okay, whether it can be science, arts, or humanities. And then what happens is, research thesis is something in which the detailed study has been taken place. So when you are looking for the project ideas, you can always go to Shodh Ganga. Then the next one is Ziffin. Ziffin is zebrafish database. Everything that is related to zebrafish, and Flybase is everything that is related to the Drosophila. Why zebrafish and Drosophila? Because they are model organisms. You can study them and you can relate that study to humans, and hence these big databases have been made, okay, for these model organisms. Then there is ndl.iit kgp, that is the website of IIT Kharagpur, and ndl is National Digital Library. Excellent website or database. Okay, everything, all genuine and good books that are there, which are available on ndl. Then There is OneZoom. I would say you would definitely visit onezoom.org. It is a website of non-government organization, but it gives you information about the whole animal kingdom, how each and every animal and even plant and fungi are related to each other. They have an interface like a big tree, and each branch, and then there are sub branches and sub branches. And when you click on that, you will get the whole information of that species or that group also. So you definitely visit onezoom.org. And last one is NCBI. That is the that I always keep telling students to visit, and I also always refer to NCBI. So here I will stop my presentation.